Hi, welcome to Making Sense Monday with Maria and Sarah. Um, we just wanted to, before we begin, kind of discuss why we decided to do this. It's making sense. So we're talking about essential oils, and I have been running the Resiliency Project out of Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Mass. And one of the big things that is part of that program is using essential oils for emotional support. And that is my favorite part of learning about the essential oils. Maria has been the one who introduced me to these amazing things. And so what we decided, because we're now virtual, is that we really wanted to kind of help people make sense of essential oils. So, and you know, they're so powerful for physical properties that we talked about last week, but I think personally, and I know this is, I don't, you'll have to speak, Maria, about you, but personally, I just am so fascinated by the emotional component of these oils, and that, you know, and being a physician, I understand the fact that the olfactory bulb is so close to the, you know, the limbic system, and I am like blown away. I've now seen thousands of people using these in the Resiliency Project, and so every single time blown away by the fact that the emotion can be dissipated within minutes. And so we really wanted to get that message out there. And so every Monday we're going to be talking about a little story and talking about one oil. So Maria, go for it.
Okay, so it's just really lovely to be doing these. And when we talk about the emotional aspect, I mean, we know now that it's around 80% of physical disease is also linked to our emotions. So it's not just kind of that mind-body connection for our emotional state, but it's really connected to our physical state. And so, yes, these are powerful, powerful essential oils. And so I love to be able to use them in this way to really shift the whatever's going on for us, especially if there's, you know, negative emotions, that we can shift things so very quickly. And right now, I think we were talking about the fact that so many people are dealing with such high levels of stress, anxiety, depression. I mean, we're in the midst of a global pandemic. This is not abating right now here in the United States. And so people are uncertain about health, about their jobs, about their families, about their children, about school, all of this, job security, you know, racial inequality. I mean, there's so many things going on right now that we are dealing with. And so we want to be cognizant of the things that are going on, and the change that we need to make and the actions that we need to take. But we need to come from a place of clear thinking. And when we are dealing with this, you know, anxiety or overwhelm or stress, we're not going to be productive. And so when we can really affect the change, then we can be more productive going forth. And so I just love that we can address this. And every single mom that I've been talking to these days is concerned about educating their children in the fall. Are they going to be able to go back to school? Are they homeschooling? Are they doing, you know, what combination? And so I've been speaking with a lot of moms about this. So I think today we wanted to talk about, you know, essential oils that could be really helpful for dealing with anxious feelings or overwhelm.
Well, so yeah, so I grabbed my book while you were talking, because you use the word uncertainty, and that's another word that's been coming up. So I think, why don't we say next week we'll do uncertainty, because uncertainty is like anchor and copaiba, and you know, but what we really had talked about doing this week was because so many people have been telling me personally and you how stressed and anxious and overwhelmed they are. So that we have a plan for the following Monday. So come back and hear our conversation about uncertainty. But today, do you have a story that you want to talk about? Stress, anxiety, overwhelm?
Well, there's so many different stories. So should we talk about a specific oil that we have in mind here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Serenity is a blend that is incredibly powerful. And for me, I tend to get in sort of that mind loop of thinking about all the things that I need to be doing, all the things that could go wrong. I tend to be a worrier. So this is actually a personal story for me. And so Serenity is a blend of lavender, cedarwood, hoe wood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, and sandalwood. And lavender by itself can be incredibly calming and can actually help lower our cortisol levels. And for me, it's relaxing, but I get that mind chatter. And so just this combination of oils for me actually helps to calm that. And so I use this every single evening before I go to bed, and I make a blend where I use a little bit of fractionated coconut oil and I put it on my wrists and pulse points behind my ear. And it really helps to just relax me and calm those thoughts that are going on in my head. So for me, that's been really, really helpful. I know a lot of people who use it during the day as well. I find that for me, there's other oils that I tend to use during the day, but that Serenity is definitely the one that helps me to then be able to go to sleep, let go of all those thoughts that are going on in my brain, and get a good night's sleep, which of course we all know is so important for our health as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, so I think we decided, not only because you have so much help by Serenity, but I think it was the total go-to when I was in the hospital doing this and seeing 40 people a day. It was always the go-to, like, because they'd say stress, anxiety, and the way I like to do it in the hospital and how we've done it in courses that we've taught at retreats that we've given together, where we actually give the person the opportunity to smell the oils without even knowing what they are, and their bodies end up picking the oil that is so right for them, and then they get to read about it, and it's just so profound how it works. But because now we're in the COVID situation and we're not able to let people smell, I mean, what would happen at the hospital is I would like, let them smell all the anxiety, the oils that were good for anxiety or really good for overwhelm, and they'd be smelling basil, and they'd smell, copaiba, and then they'd get to Serenity, and so often it was like, oh my God, that's it. And then, the day would go by, they were frantic in an intensive care unit, worried about their patient, worried about whatever was going on. And then, inevitably they'd come back, like, even half an hour later saying, I don't know what happened to that anxiety. It's all gone. And that was like the most incredible part of that's why I've so started to believe in all this, just seeing how it works with all these people. And so, I mean, I think the thing about Serenity is that it's just a powerful, it has a powerful effect on the heart and the mind, and it's uniquely calming blend. And it helps with feelings of anxiousness and being overwhelmed. It's feelings of responsibility to feelings of worry. Serenity assists in helping the mind release this agitation and inviting calm in. And so it really has been amazing to see how it helps. And so for any of you who are actually enjoying hearing about these oils, why don't you tell them about the course, and then also how maybe they can get them if they want to get them.
Great. So if you want to get some essential oils for yourself, you can go to either of our websites. Mine is thefutureoffamily.com, and then there's the SoCal Essentials tab. And we are going to be having a whole series of classes that are sort of continuing essential oil education starting August 17th. And so we will put the link there in the notes below about those upcoming. Those are free online classes once you have gotten your oils, and we can assist you with learning much more about how to use these effectively, safely for a lot of physical and emotional conditions. So we're really excited about the upcoming education, because the essential oils, we laugh about the fact that they work amazingly when you use them. And so it's really helping people understand how to use them throughout their day for a myriad of possibilities.
Awesome. Is that it for today? That was 10 minutes. Woohoo.
Yeah, great. Okay. So we'll see you next time.
Next time for uncertainty, we will have the oil for uncertainty. So please come on back, and we are so grateful that you're here. Have a
Thanks so
great
much.
week.